So sometimes without warning, you might find a website that has been working for you and your students all of a sudden doesn't, like you can't log in or something just isn't working normally. Now sometimes that, if it's isolated, if it's one site, it can be a problem on their end. They may be having server issues or something like that. But if the problem persists or you find it's more widespread, there are definitely things beyond that one website that are acting odd. Then one of the most common culprits when it comes to Chrome is extensions. Now, if you take a look up here, you'll see, kind of ignore my bookmark toolbar for a second, all of this stuff right here, this is a list of these are just the extensions that I have active right at this moment. I actually have more than this installed, but these are the ones that are active right now. Now, extensions are like small programs that you can add to Chrome to make it do different things. Some of those are actually provided by Google, like for instance this right here, the classroom, share to classroom, that's actually created by Google. So those usually are not the problem because when Chrome gets updated, they update their extensions too. But one of the things that'll happen is because these other ones are created by third parties, like just other corporations or other people, sometimes when Chrome updates, the extensions aren't updated yet, so in essence it might break. The other thing is that, for instance, like this one, uBlock Origin, you'll see that this is actually an ad blocking extension, so it's blocking. You can see here it's telling me it's blocked 4 things on this page. Sometimes that can mess things up. So with something like uBlock Origin, I just clicked on it, left clicked on it, and I can actually pause that extension. So you see how it just went gray. And so what that means is that it temporarily isn't running on this page anymore. So sometimes it can be as simple as that. I'll go ahead and turn that one back on. Now, if you suspect that it could be an extension that's causing a problem for you or your students, one of the ways to test it real quickly is right over here on the right hand side. And again, I'm on a PC right now, but this works the same on a Chromebook. Right over here on the right side, there's the 3 buttons, the 3 little dots, and again that tells me there's a menu there. And if I click on that, the third option down says New Incognito Window. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And here we have an incognito window, and it tells me, I'm not going to read through all this, but basically, among other things, it's not collecting cookies and the other stuff. But the other thing you'll notice is, take a look right here. Remember where that list if I kind of pull this down so you can see it, there's all my extensions that are running in my normal window. In my incognito window, when you run an incognito window, it doesn't run any extensions unless you specifically tell it to. So if you can go to that website that you were having problems with and it loads up properly, or whatever it is that you were trying to do that wasn't working, if it works in an incognito window, it's a really, really, really good indicator that the problem that you're having is with extensions. So let me close that back out. Now, next question then is, okay, so if you think that extensions are the problem, what do you do about it? Well, one of the things that we can do is, if I click on that button again to bring up that menu, and I come down here to where it says More Tools, one of the choices in that little side menu that pops out is Extensions. So if I click on this, you'll see it's going to open a new tab, and the new tab says Extensions, and here's a list of all of the extensions that I have installed. And you can see any of them that have the check mark, that extension is actually running right now. Anything that isn't checked, it's not running. So one of the things that you can do is you can actually just start unchecking boxes here to see if you can find the culprit. So it might be kind of painstaking, but if you're not like me, you can see I'm kind of an extension addict. If you're not like me and you don't have a really extensive list of extensions, you can just kind of one by one go through and disable them, come back over to your tab that you were having problems with and refresh it, try to log in. If it works, you just found your culprit. That whatever the last one was that you disabled, that's the problem. If it's a good extension, if it's something that you really want to hang on to, just leave it disabled for the time being, and then every now and then you might want to re-enable it and check if they've updated their extension or not, and you may be back in business. In the case of a lot of our students, these could be extensions that are, have nothing to do with school whatsoever. In that case, my advice is just go ahead and hit the trash can and have that extension removed from Chrome. as a kind of side note, but definitely related, one of the problems with extensions is it's kind of a double-edged sword. Extensions can be fantastic. I mean, you can see I've got a lot of them installed here because there are some really, really cool things that you can do with extensions. The Chrome Web Store, which is where you get extensions, if I come down here and click on the button that says Get More Extensions, it opens up the Chrome Web Store. There are hundreds of thousands of extensions in the Chrome Web Store. So it is impossible for any one of us to kind of curate that, those hundreds of thousands of extensions and pull out all of the ones that are really good. So we're kind of in a position where it's tricky because we can shut extensions off so that students can't use them. But again, there are a lot of really good things out there that we want our kids to be able to use. And we also want to kind of give them some freedom to go and find and try some of these things on their own. Like I said, though, the problem is that it's kind of a situation where that can let them then install extensions that really aren't school related and could cause some problems. If that happens, if you find students are using a particular extension and it's causing a problem for you or for them, just send me the name of the extension, because what I can do, and certainly what is easier than trying to create a master list of all of the extensions that we're going to okay, is I can actually, when we have specific extensions that are causing problems, I can put them on a blacklist. And then what that blacklist does is all of our students can't install that extension. And if they have it already installed, then it kind of takes it out for them so they can't use it. So you can do that, but again, that's something that you might run into once in a while. But anyway, hopefully that helps. So now you've got an idea that if you are running into problems, if you've got a website that's not working correctly, try and see if you can check out extensions and see if those are the problem for you. One last thing, if you are like me and you've got a ton of extensions and coming in here and unchecking boxes one at a time and then coming over here and refreshing, that could be a little bit annoying. One of the extensions that I use quite a bit and really like is this one right here. It's called Extensify, and you'll see that when I click on it, it brings up a list of all of my extensions. Any that are currently dark and kind of highlighted with white, those are the ones that are actually active right now, and anything that's grayed out is not active. Right here from this extension, instead of having to open this separate tab and come in here and check and uncheck and all that stuff, right from Extensify, I can actually just click on an extension, and it'll actually activate that extension so that extension's now running. If I uncheck it, okay, it can turn it off. So that can make that process, if you've got a lot of extensions to go through, that can make that process of trial and error or elimination a lot faster. So Extensify is definitely one to check out. All right, hope that helps.